Obviously, the headlines in Hollywood this year are instance of alleged harassment after instance of alleged harassment in the industry. I'm curious about your thoughts on this and whether all of these stories coming out are going to lead to actual change.
I think it's a pandemic. It's through every industry. There's a really amazing article that Brit Marling wrote that was essentially saying if we were paid equally, if women were paid equally in every industry, this would not be occurring. I mean, this is something that women have had to fit into these different boxes for so many years just to get work. And if these things are happening and they bring them to people's attention, they're much more likely to be fired or to be dismissed in any industry than a man in a more powerful position. So I think that it's a huge conversation for our industry, certainly, but I would hope that this is only the tipping point for every industry, for us to discuss equal pay for equal work for women across every industry, because that's been a change that we've needed since the beginning of time in industry.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. We shot Battle of the Sexes in the spring of 2016, so it was still, I mean, when it comes to our political climate, we were still there was a lot of hope happening, and it was early days. So, you know, it was fascinating because it's a true story. It's a historical event. It happened in 1973, and now we're here 44 years later, and there have been strides made. Like I've mentioned before, women can get their own credit card without a male signing for it, which you couldn't in 1973. You had to have a man sign. And so obviously, you know, we have our own credit cards, I'm sure all of us now, which is great. And we're really, really thankful. That's enough. Yeah, that's enough. No, we're fine. But, you know, there's such a long way to go. You're offering the men's winner exactly 8 times what you're offering the women's winner. Do we bring in an eighth of the crowd?
I don't know percentages, but...
Well, they sold the exact same amount of tickets to the women's final today as the men's. Isn't that right, Jack?
Today, yeah, I suppose so.
Same sales, same prize money makes sense to me.
Oh, come on, be reasonable. I mean, there's no way that we could afford that.
What's your argument, Jack?
Well, for one thing, the men have families that they have to support.
Well, I'm the main breadwinner in my family. That was kind of what we brought, was studying that era and just seeing how little, in many ways, has changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Taylor, because we all have a little bit to do with The Help. Not all of us, I know, but a lot of us at this table.
Yeah.
And Taylor, the director of The Help, just made me laugh so much because I had seen myself do this before. And on the set of The Help, he goes, "All right, why don't you just do your Terry Crass smile?" And I'm like, I know it's like with a tear. Do your Terry Crass smile this thing, I don't care. I was like, oh my God, I've never done it since. I was like, it's my Terry Crass smile moment. Oh my God. If I see it in a movie, I'm like,
That's the worst if I see something and I recognize
Oh my.
You're like, he's figured me out. He got it.
It's my shtick.
Emma, what's the worst career advice you've ever been given?
The worst career
Let me
advice
run your
I've
life
been
or whatever.
given.
What was
Let me run your life.
No, that's actually pretty good advice. Probably advice I've given to myself, like things that I've told myself are not okay, like that it's not okay.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Right?
I was just going
I'm
to tell you
pretty
the
hard
worst advice
on
you've
me.
ever given is by yourself.
Yeah,
She's
it's
so hard on herself.
I'm so hard on myself,
Really?
and I think because I've made mistakes before, I have such a hard time forgiving myself that I get scared and then I lock up. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this, because as time has gone on, I've gotten more excited to play people that are unlike me, or that are where I need to go into different worlds, because I've felt for so long just in my own experience. And so that's what I understood how to play. But now that I am able to see how rewarding it is to lose yourself in someone else's experience, to find these people that are nothing like you and let their traits infuse your life. I mean, like playing Billie Jean has truly changed my life. She's infused so much into my spirit. But it became something that I really wanted to expand into, because for a long time I was playing different versions of myself, Terry Cry Smile and all. And even if it wasn't supposed to be a version of myself, I didn't really fully understand how to access that.
You're so mean
though.
to my good friend Emily.
Please don't talk about my friend like that. But I, as time has gone on, it's become so incredibly rewarding to take risks, to dare, to not be afraid to make mistakes, because that's just been, as the most anxious kid you've ever met. My whole life has been defined by, please don't mess up. I can't mess up. No, and that's changing, which is incredible.
Ready?
Okay, quiet on set.
And I look down the lens.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm Mary J. Blige.
Emma Stone.
Allison Janney. Thank you for watching The Hollywood Reporter.
Thanks for watching The Hollywood Reporter.
The Hollywood Reporter.
The Hollywood Reporter on YouTube.